there's not that many work that you have police officers pushing boxes. They're probably moving. Welcome everybody, welcome. We're here at the police administration building. Hello. Oh wow. Well, we can enter.
Are you willing to go through the body cam?
Yeah.
Okay, because we need somebody over there with him.
Yeah. All right, guys. You guys gonna go through the machine, right? Who's that? Hold that. Hey, do you need this to go through the machine or what?
Well, at least she's coming over.
Do you need this to go through the machine?
You're late, flat.
I'm going. I'm just gotta be careful. All right, you guys are gonna go through the machine. Look how my Fourth Amendment is being violated. If I don't give up my Fourth Amendment, they can't come in. All right, we're back. Can you see me? How you guys had to go through the machine. I had to let them violate my Fourth Amendment right if I want to come in here. So I'm gonna set you guys really quick in the floor so I could put my belt back on, put my shoes back on. Just kidding, just my belt and body camera back on. Yeah.
That was all we wanted to say. Don't bring that force the issue with it. I said, if I don't, Harry Mazari. I'm fine with that. If you don't. So, that was pushing. And if they gaslight it, stating that we were the ones that created those statements. They do it.
All right, we're back. How are you guys? We're back. How are you? Let me get a piece of paper or a Cora form so I could file some records. Denver Police Department report request. But this is just the same as public records request and. All right. Well, see, can I write in the back of any? Well, I guess I'll just write in the back of any of these and turn it in. Oh, yeah, that'll work better. Okay, yeah, give me paper. Yeah, thanks. Oh my God, I think I put it too high. Sorry about that. All right.
Got a pen or need one?
Yeah, you got a pen? Yeah, we got a pen. All righty, thanks a lot. Oh, can I get your name and badge really quick? Sure, I'll take your card.
Oh, I wasn't gonna. You know, for my safety, I could have.
Yeah, for your safety.
For my safety, I could have.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We don't break the rules.
But they can. That's what you need to do.
All right, thanks a lot. All right, also they have, if you want your property back, you have to go make my appointments. And there's some papers here, so see what they are. So give this back to Alright, sorry about that. My phone went crazy. My gimbal went crazy. Huh?
We have an ETA on when the internal affairs.
Do you know what time? How about how long for the? Oh, 10. Okay, sounds good. Thank you. Well, 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah. So.
In 15 minutes, we'll go ask it.
Yeah.
About 15 minutes.
All right. Who's here? So we were at the District 6 police department. Man, we had some rude sergeants there, store managers, I mean, or supervisors, and they didn't want to take a complaint form. They didn't want to write a complaint form, or even take the complaint from the vigilance committee. He can't write because of his hands. They shake a lot, so he can't write. And the sergeant refused to take the complaint, and then they refused to take my forms of, I guess here is Cora, my FOIA request. They didn't have a form, so we did it in a piece of paper. And they were being rude. They didn't want to sign it. They didn't want to stamp it. They didn't want to do anything. So the sergeant came back and grabbed the papers and said, "No, we ain't gonna do nothing." I said, "You have them in your hand right now. Papers have been served. It is up to you now to take them where they're supposed to go. Send them where they're supposed to go." And he just threw them in the counter. So we have it all recorded that he took possession of them and then just threw them in the counter and left them there. And he said he wasn't going to do anything. But
We still wouldn't even fill it.
they've been served. They've been served. Very rude cops here in Denver. Very rude.
Someone want to talk to someone else?
I complaint. I tried to do it the easy way, just over the things. Nothing for an officer. You know,
Sorry about that.
keep it there. After, do the hard way. But they insist.
The District 6 insisted you come here?
Yes.
Okay. You can sit here?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's up here.
What's going on?
Can you guys sit here?
I'm just first.
You're what?
I'm prefer to stand.
Okay, and what's your name?
Sergeant Jason Vincent,
And your badge number?
01014.
Thank you. And yours?
President Mark Blakeslee, 0514.
And you guys are with police standards?
Internal Affairs.
Internal affairs? Okay, so you guys investigate.
Running against officers for policy violations, yes. So what's going on?
Well, the officer And he's a corporal, so he's the only supervisor
give me
that
the-
allow us to, and it's gonna be hard for me to read this.
Is it okay if I take it from you to read it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm glad you guys are doing the right to protect and prosecute.
You're all good, sir. Okay, so this corporal was the only supervisor at the time when you went?
Yeah.
Okay.
They wouldn't bring a sergeant.
Okay, and I don't know what they're doing today, they might not have any, I'm not sure.
There was like 6 cops there, at least, somewhere like that. And I got another officer's name, it was Officer King, and I thought it was a pretty fitting name.
Okay.
She did act like a king, she was a female officer.
Uh-huh.
She also gave me her badge number, but I don't have it on her right now, so
That's okay.
it's on my phone.
That's fine.
We were recording everything.
Okay. Any complaints against the District 6 officers?
Yes.
Okay.
Because he violated my rights by threatening me with arrest if I didn't leave that public building. The building is owned by a private owner, but they lease the building to the EPA, which is a public entity. And I know that they have to sign a lease, and they sign a lease.
IA complaint file
So we
on a
were there
live
during
stream
business hours, on business
with
day.
the Vigilance Committee.
Okay.
Welcome in, everyone.
He allowed us to go upstairs without signing in. You know, their policy says that they want us to sign. And that's private security.
Okay.
Owned by the private owners who insisted, it was a private building, and that we were creating a disturbance because of the cameras. And so they actually created a disturbance by calling the police on us.
Okay.
And then gaslighted us saying that we were the ones causing the disturbance, and he was corporal bought that.
Okay.
He didn't bother to look at our video footage to realize that they approached us first and created the disturbance and then called the police, saying that we were making threats and all kinds of things. So they filed a false police report to the cops that were basically,
Okay.
because they didn't want us in the building, of which we have a right to. Especially as journalists, it's the First Amendment protected activity.
Okay.
To go visit the EPA, which is a public entity.
Do you know the address of that building?
I don't, but it's the only EPA entity that's owned by it.
You know roughly what the crossroads were?
Hey, John, you said
Oh, okay.
make sure don't file a complaint. Why? What's up? Why do you say that?
What day was this on? Yeah, probably was
Okay. I'll make sure Cliff get a hold of you. If he has your number,
Okay.
or email.
Okay. Do you have the office?
The corporal I have, and then I have.
Right, the one you spoke to at the station.
Yeah, I gave you the card.
Was that officer?
Badge number on me, he gave it over.
Was that officer at the scene?
He was,
He
the
at the scene?
corporal came in, he was basically their own supervisor.
Oh, he came to the building.
He came to the
Oh,
building.
okay, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you went into the district station.
No, he came inside and told us we had to leave.
Okay.
Which is a violation.
Okay.
First Amendment right to go into a public entity or physical created development. That's what it does.
What were you guys saying?
To visit.
Okay, John.
As far as I know, I mean, I don't know the details of that, for sure. But, so you went, did you have a meeting with somebody, or you just?
No, we were just going to visit. Just kind of check it out, see what they're up to.
Okay. Can I get your name, sir?
Well, go by the vigilante.
Okay. You have a phone number I can contact with you?
I have an email address,
That'll work.
the Vigilance Committee, 1864 @gmail.com.
The Vigilance Committee, 1864?
At Gmail.
All one word?
All one word.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Okay. And so is your complaint mostly against the corporal or is it against another officer?
It's all the officers that were involved in there on the scene.
Okay.
And we're working on getting all of the names and the body cam footage.
Okay.
They denied the third part request at the police station.
So did they explain to you how that works?
You want to go to this one, keep it on that?
So they can't actually give you a court request?
No, I understand that. We just wanted to submit the.
Right, okay. And so in order to do that, it's an online form.
Really?
If you were just do any internet search, you just put in Denver Police Records.
Sure.
It should just pop right up. That's how I usually get to it myself.
I understand.
Just Google it. It takes you to an online form through our records unit, and then there's instructions on there that provide you, depending on what information you're looking for, how you can get that, and what the fees are associated with it.
But how about if a person doesn't have a computer?
How else can you get the information?
So how about if a person doesn't have a computer? Like right now, we're traveling right now.
Right.
You know, so all we did, so let me just say,
Well,
all we did is fill out the form, gave it to them, and said, just send it to where it's supposed to go, and that's it. That's all we were asking. We weren't asking. No, the police department, District 6.
Oh, I see.
We gave them the form, filled out already.
In what form was that exactly?
A piece of paper because they couldn't find anything, and so we wrote it in a piece of paper, which by law we could do that.
What was the request that you're doing?
Body cam footage, the body cam footage for the officers that respond and everything. So we were not asking for them to give us the footage and everything. We were asking for them just to take the form and turn it in where it's supposed to go, and that's it.
What we do generally is we don't field the request personally, the officer.
Exactly.
And we
I
have
know.
I can get you the phone number for records if you like.
See,
But
that's-
we don't take them at the district level. Is what I'm trying to say.
I know, but it's as a public servant and everything, it is the responsibility once a member of the public turns in a form to anyone has that it is your guys' responsibility to give it to where it goes, send it where it goes, email it, or something. You guys have to do that.
We always give you the number or something because we
Exactly.
don't work for them. They handle our body cam footage and stuff, but I don't know the information, or rather, we don't know the information exactly that they need. So to speed up the process, we give you the information so you can contact them directly.
Well, they said file a CORA request and turn it in.
Right.
Okay, it does. They say it doesn't have to be turned in here. You could turn it in at the police department, and they'll submit it to where it goes.
Let me tell you,
Okay.
I'll give you an example, okay? My understanding is like VIN requests. People need VIN requests on their vehicle. State Patrol does that. We don't do that, okay? Same thing with a quarter request. I would say it was kind of similar in the sense that I've been with the department for 20 years. And granted, we haven't had body cams forever, right? I mean, we haven't had them that long. But we don't take quarter requests at the station level. I've never seen that.
Because people don't do it, you know.
We can give you the
People don't do it.
resources on who to contact to get you those
I-
requests.
I
We don't
understand
take
that.
them at the district
I
level,
understand.
As far as I know.
I understand, like you said, as far as you know. I understand that because people's been doing it the way you're saying, but we could also do it this way. And that's what the Cora department said. Okay, so just turn it in and then they'll submit it to where it's supposed to go. So that's what we did. And the sergeant grabbed the papers and just threw them in the counter.
So you handed it to them and you put them on the
And
counter.
he threw them in the counter.
Okay, well, let's see what your partner's saying.
Yeah. So they have the forms, they have it out, they submit it, and if it's a legal paper. It's legal paper.
Blank piece of paper, where'd you
It's
get it?
from them.
From them?
Mhm.
Okay.
And then you can just upload your video right from right there. And
All right, and then all my information was into that makes like this.
well, it's
So I was also with him when this was happening. Okay, so what we're trying to say is that the building itself, let's say this building, right?
You're
It's
talking about not the police station.
no, the EPA, yeah. So we were all there. We were there, and so let's say this building here.
Yeah.
It's owned by a private company, but it's rented to you guys. You guys pay. You guys are renting, leasing it, or anything from them. Then this building is considered public because you guys are here. The government is here, and it's not considered private just because a private owner owns the building. And that's what we were trying to make the officers understand. Just because it's owned by a private company It doesn't mean it's private. When the government it's in there, the entity is in there, it makes it public access. Public can go in there. And I went up to the second floor, and the officer said, you can't go over there because the SOCO manager told him that we couldn't do that. But I went up there, and I was talking to the security guard. I had a good, conversation with them. He said, yes, you guys, the public comes here, they go through here, and then they come, whoever they have appointment with comes out, takes them inside the office, in a private office, and then they do their business. Okay, so that means that the public is allowed to be there, whether we're there as an appointment or we're there as free press, which is our right in the First Amendment, freedom of the press. Okay, and we explained to them.
Are you guys press members? Do you have
Yes,
press cards and all that?
we don't need them. Who gives them?
Well, you get accredited. I don't know how it works, but
Yeah.
I know, they do have those. But I
They do. If I want to go print one now, then yeah, I could get one. I could get one. The only reason media has press pass is because their company gives it to them. What government entity gives out press pass? None. No one.
you have to ask them because
Well, I'm telling you, none of them. That's why it's in the First Amendment. It's in there, freedom of the press, because anyone can become a press journalist, independent media, independent social media. Everyone.
cameras you can film.
So like right now, what we're doing, this is all social media. This is all freedom of the press. All this, what we're doing right now.
So what happened? So you guys ended up leaving, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, because
So
he said.
So you left.
Because he said if we don't leave, then they will follow charges against us
What, for trespassing?
for criminal trespassing. That's what he said. That's what the officer said. So the corporal. So I told him, are you saying that if I don't leave this public property, you're going to arrest me? He said, they're going to follow charges against you if you don't leave. Okay, so that's the same thing of saying, yes, I will arrest you. Same thing, because they're going to follow charges. Same thing. So that right there is a threat. Either you leave or you get charges. Okay, that's a threat. That's against my First Amendment right.
Well, he's telling you what could happen if you don't follow what they're
Okay,
telling you.
but they're telling me to leave a public building when I'm allowed to be there, when I'm exercising my right.
And I hear what you're saying, but I wasn't there. Okay, so
Right.
I can't say for sure this is what they told you or whatever. I mean, it's from you. I didn't hear what the other side said or whatever, but I understand. Okay, what you're saying is you didn't think you had to leave. They made you leave, right? Okay,
Yeah.
So
I didn't think I know I had the right to be there.
okay, and that's fine. I wasn't there, so I don't know all the details that
Yeah.
you do or the officers that were there. So I understand that. Okay?
So that's why I gave you a big example. Like this building, let's say this building here is owned by a private company, and you rented this side, but this side is a private business. All right, this still makes it a public building. Just not because you guys are here. Only not.
You're saying you guys, you mean us?
Yeah, the government. So the government is here, so that means it makes it public access. Just because it's owned by a private company,
Right.
the building and that office right there, that doesn't make this place private. It doesn't. It makes it public because the government is here.
Were you guys causing a disturbance?
No. You know what? That's what. It's so sad that they said that we were causing a disturbance when we just walked in, and seconds that we walked in, they all came out of I don't know, yelling, "Hey, you guys can't record here! Stop recording!" Or like, whoa, So they were the one causing the disturbance, and there was two ladies just walking around yelling on the phone. Yeah, I don't know why they're here. So they were the one causing the disturbance, but they turned it around to the officers and said that we were the one causing the disturbance. Then the officer said that because our presence with the camera is causing a disturbance, that is also against our rights.
Okay.
So that means, so he admitted, and they admitted that the reason why they're like this is going on is because we're here with our cameras.
Okay, so the timeline for today was this happened earlier today,
Early tour.
about 11, 12:30.
Mm-hmm.
And then you went over to District 6, had the stuff that you guys were talking about there, and now you're here.
No, we're here because they said that we couldn't file a complaint over there. He couldn't file a complaint over there because they didn't want to come out and write it down for him because, as you see, he can't write. He can't write. And he told them he's ADA. And they said, that sergeant said, I'm not going out there. I got better things to do. Okay? The sergeant that was in there. That's not the sergeant that showed up there.
No, the sergeant showed up at the building.
Not the building, at the station. The sergeant that was there at the station. And I think
You guys were there together.
yeah, we were all together.
Okay, so he heard everything that I mean, he's relating what you're telling me.
Yeah, because he was sitting down just the way he is, waiting for someone to come and take the report, just like you guys are doing, and they refused to do it. They said, you guys have to go over there, and when he grabbed my papers, he threw them back in the counter, said, I'm not going to deal with it, and walked away and left. I served
And I
him.
can tell you, I've never heard of us taking court requests, okay? I understand what you're telling me, but I don't know that we have the means for that. If you want body cam, we can assist you with that. We can give you the phone number to call,
Yeah.
and that's what I've always done.
I understand.
If you want that number, I'll get it for you.
I got that number, but I already served the papers. I already gave the papers and to that sergeant at the District 6 building, and he grabbed them and threw them back in the counter. So if he left them there in the counter, they get lost, to go thrown away. It's his responsibility.
The counter in the lobby. You guys-
No, inside. He was inside the building. He was inside behind the window. He threw them in there, tried to slide them back out, and I just left them there.
Okay.
Anything else I can add to this?
And all we want is to get get the papers that I served there to get taken care of, you know?
Okay.
On my part. Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Let me just turn this in. Say complaints.
Is this from you?
No, it's from her.
Oh, and they with you?
Yeah, they're with us. Yeah. Thank you. I don't know what's going on with my. All right, there you go. All right, guys, well, we're back. So we, again, the sergeant at the sergeant at the let's go. The sergeant.
There's the two right there. We need those two up there, names and badge numbers.
Oh, that's the one that showed up at the.
Both of them.
Yeah. There's. Didn't you have the? Yeah, I saw that.
Both of them.
Saw that.
This should always remember that.
I appreciate it if you guys really take this serious, you know, because the officers that we're complaining on is right there laughing, giggling at, you know, making faces at them, you know. It's kind of childish that she's out there doing that. She's right there and making fun of us. You know, that's childish. Officer.
Also intimidation. You're not there now, but he was there.
Wow. Thank you, guys.
They want to come around and find out.
That's intimidation.
So childish, man.
That is intimidation. That's flat out intimidation.
So childish, guys. Hey, right, guys.
Is tell us that your complaints mean nothing.
Yeah.
She's up there diddling the IA is essentially the message.
Yeah, in other words, we control the IAs. Yeah, they're not going to do a thing.
Yeah, they're gonna fuck around and find out today.
So I found their act.
So, So one of the officers that showed up at the scene at the building was up there at the building up there in the building, laughing that we were filing the complaints. What is that?
That's the ashtray, the government ashtray. That's where the government employees are coming out and smoking.
What? You busted them?
You give them that much credit.
They've got a pop can.
That's their ashtray here. Wow.
15 feet away.
Well, let's see if they really takes this serious. They take this serious, guys. All right.
Well, after you told him that?
Well, I hope so. We got him on. We got him on camera telling him that better please take this serious because the officers that we're talking about, they're out there in the window making fun of us, making faces like if this joke, you know. So it's kind of childish at home. It's kind of childish. They're out there doing that.
I didn't even know that was happening.
Yeah,
Me
because I
neither.
happened to look up and she was looking right at us.
Wow.
Smiling and waving, and it's the same ponytail princess that started.
Was it Smith, the blonde?
No, it was
the
Tara.
other one. It was the one that
It
put
was
gloves on.
it was the
It
Tara.
was her. That
She
was
was
the one
ready to
that
go.
waved and everything the whole time.
I think she had a crush on me.
It was Tara Cop. Who called her Tara Cop? John. Was it you, Johnny Bravo? They called her. Yeah, there you go. Oh, a rata.
I told
Well,
her.
to go hands on somebody.
I told her.
Rata Cop or Tara Cop, something like that.
That's what I told her.
I bet she wanted to play go hands on you. Yeah.
All right. Again,
She didn't want to do that because she was standing behind Sergeant the whole time.
man, some of these buildings are really, really nice. Man, you look at them, like that building over there, very beautiful building. Torta. There you go. Freedom to film. What's up, brother? There you go. Torta Cup. All right, we gotta get out of here. And say some of these buildings are beautiful.
And that's what I put on all that paper again.
What's up?
We got to get a picture of all that's here. This is a good spot. Like we could
All right.
take a picture here.
Come on, get,
Once you guys answer,
end them. All right.
I mean, once you do, I'm not rushing.
All right. So again, if you guys would like to help, donations are on my link. My links are in the description. If you guys would like to help, anything will be generous and will be appreciated. You guys don't know how much I would appreciate that. Again, love you all, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Prof D, thank you for always being there. Love y'all.